Hi, welcome back. So I hope you've got your pen and paper and you've done all those other parts that we spoke about before. Okay, so just going to quickly run through the features of a letter for you. Now, as I start writing, you might not be able to see it very well, but I'll have to sort of flip between showing you the board and things. Obviously, whenever you write a letter, start off with dear. So dear, whoever it is that you're writing to. So I've started off with dear Aaron Becker. And just to remind us that our special handwriting, capital letters don't join. Everything else does. Okay. After dear Aaron Becker, we obviously need a comma. Okay. Now we're going to structure our letter into 3 parts. I think that's right. Now I've just closed my plan. So it should be 4 parts actually. So your introduction in, then your prediction, then your questions, and then your closing. Okay, so the introduction in, generally quite similar in most letters. We try and start off with, don't we? I am writing to you to say, or I am writing to you because. Now, if you're organising this into paragraphs, remember the paragraph itself is for one idea, isn't it? When you change an idea or you change what you're speaking about or you change the content, you have to start a new paragraph. So this would be paragraph 1. And obviously, if you look on the letter plan that I gave you, it's structured in a way that should really help you with your paragraphing, because that was also a new thing to year 3. So to paragraph in, we want 3-finger indent, don't we? So 3 fingers in, and then we can start writing. So I am writing to you. Okay, so then you have to decide why. So there's many reasons why. So it might be, I am writing to you because you're our new key author in school. I'm writing to you to find out more about your book. I'm writing to you to share predictions. I'm writing to you for more information. So you just sort of choose whatever you want to sort of set the tone for your letter. That's absolutely fine. I think I'm going to go with, I am writing to you because you are my new key author in school. You may like to know that as well, mightn't you? Oh, goodness, didn't join in. Dearie me. In school. Okay. Then you may want to just put something in like, hope you are well. How have you been? How are you coping in lockdown? Might be a nice sort of thing to ask him. So it's up to you, okay? So you can add more in there. That's a really nice place to just set the tone for the letter. You know, let them know that you're friendly, let them know that you're interested, let them know why you're writing, okay? I'm not going to do it all because obviously I've got the world's smallest whiteboard. So then paragraph 2, this is our prediction, okay? Now you'd obviously need some sort of lead in because you couldn't start randomly just giving a prediction because it wouldn't make any sense. So again, new paragraph, 3-finger indent. So I would probably say something like, I haven't opened, or, oh, no, that wouldn't make sense. Let's say I have looked at your book journey. Now, this is a nice place for but, perhaps. But I have not read it yet. Okay, so I'm not going to write the next sentence, I'll just talk through it. I'll pop that there so you can see. Oh, goodness me, so tricky. Okay, so what would make sense there? Would you might say something like, my teacher has asked me to look at the front cover and make a prediction. I have made a prediction after looking at your front cover. I have not yet seen inside, but this is what I think will happen. And then you can start to write your prediction, okay? So I won't write that in, I'll let you choose that. Obviously, please feel free to either watch the whole entire video and then have a go at writing, or if you're writing along with me, you may want to pause me because I will go quite fast through this. All right then, so when you sort of put in why you're going to be doing the prediction, you can then start to predict. Now, I would probably write your prediction in the 5 parts, like a story mountain would make sense. And you may want to give reasons in this. That might be really nice. Give reasons as to why you've predicted that, okay? So, for example, you might say, I think in this story, the little girl is going to draw a magic door and enter a magic kingdom. I think this because in your blurb it did say about the magic door. However, when I looked at the front cover, I saw her travelling somewhere that looked quite magical. I didn't think this would be somewhere she had gone without the magic crayon. Okay, that might be a good place to bring in the magic crayon as well. So I'm going to start writing my prediction. Okay, remember, really nice way of writing is to use your conjunctions, and so, if, but, because, when, then, or. They're really nice words to try and just extend those sentences, make them a little bit longer. Use your prepositions. That has been really big for us, hasn't it? And try and get all those prepositions in to give you a bit more information. I could see her travelling towards, going under, going into, going beyond. So some quite nice words that just give us a bit more information. And then remember, we don't say the same word twice, do we? Okay? If you're going to use an adjective, only use it once. You can only wow with an adjective if it's once. If you've got it lots of times, it gets a bit boring. And I think if we're writing to an author, we do not want boring words, do we? Definitely not. So let me see. I'm going to get rid of this now, just so I've got a bit more room, okay? Just to write my prediction. Ooh. Okay. So I might start with, after looking at the front cover, I think the main character will be a young girl. Now, obviously, if we're writing this, you could also think about when we covered fronted adverbials. So I don't know if you can remember what those are. Sometimes we say time-fronted adverbials, don't we? First, next, then, finally, later that day, as the sun rose. Obviously not appropriate for a letter always, but those are our time-fronted adverbials. However, just fronted adverbials are just those words that go at the beginning of the sentences to sort of start it. We used to call them sentence openers. So amazingly, surprisingly, as she entered. So it's those sorts of things. I don't know if you can remember, the LDA area used to have lots of them in. And I did say on the planning, maybe try and set up a home LDA area now if parents don't mind. Maybe in the dining room, in the kitchen, lounge, bedroom. So you just need to get some nice coloured paper, put all your keywords, key vocab, key spellings, and pop them up, just like we would in the LDA. And then when you're struggling, you can go and have a look at them. Miss Phillips feels like she needs them now. I might have to start putting them up around my kitchen. Okay, so after looking at the front cover, I think the main character will be a young girl. I then may go on to say, surprisingly, now remember, if I'm using a fronted adverbial, what do I need after my fronted adverbial? Remember? A comma. Surprisingly, comma, I think, even though she is young, she is going to be very brave. Okay? And then you can carry on. You may say, later on in your story, I think this will happen. I think the big problem will be linked to. So I'm not going to do too much. I just want you to obviously understand how to write your sentences. When you've put all your predictions in, you can then move on to paragraph number 3. So let me rub all that out. So paragraph number 3 is obviously question time now. Okay, so it takes a bit of a different tone. So what I would probably start off with, indent in again, and I would probably start off with something like, I watched your video interview, which hopefully you all did. I watched your video interview. And I have some questions for you. Now, what I did like when we did when we wrote to David Attenborough, what I really liked was some of you said things like, I have got some questions for you. Are you ready? Well, here goes. You know, that was quite nice because it put your own little spin on it that really made it sound like you. So just remember as you write a question, okay, capital letter, and then it must end with a question mark. So I might ask, how long did it take to write Journey? Journey's the title of the book, so keep a capital letter on that, and then obviously question mark. Okay, so you can do that whole paragraph full of questions, and then you just need to close off, which might be something like, thank you for taking the time to read my letter. I can't wait to hear back from you. Kind regards, Miss Phillips. Okay, so it would be lovely if you can have a go at the letter. Now, there's a few different things here. So actually, the whole point of this was to just get you excited about the author. That's why we're questioning, okay? But then also to try and make predictions about the book. So if the letter itself seems a bit overwhelming or a bit tricky, then just do the 2 separate parts. Write a few questions down, write a story prediction down. If actually writing it as a big block's too tricky, just write it on a story mountain in note form. That's great. If you're feeling really confident with letters and you've done this letter and you feel like, yeah, that was okay, actually I can do that, then what might be a nice idea is if you maybe write a letter to someone in your family, write a letter to a friend on your street, and maybe on your hourly exercise you could push it through their door. Write a letter to your mum and dad to thank them for being such wonderful teachers while you're at home. Yeah, anything like that might be nice. Okay, so have a go, try your best as always, and I can't wait to see what you've done. All right, take care, year 3. Miss you.